know you're scared. You crackhead. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, now do we have it? Anybody on? Check 1 2. What's up, Victor? Post the link. It kicked me off. It kicked me off and had to restart it. I don't know if it messed with you all or not. What's up? What's up, my people? Saddle DP Ben, how we doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Good to hear from you. I'll wait just a couple minutes to see if anybody else wants to get on. Anybody have a decent day today? Ended up with a few decent moves. I wasn't around in the office much today, so I couldn't be at my computer. Bills, man. All right. So just looking, if you were on the live last night, we were highlighting this level here, 605.40. It's kind of a line in the sand. What's up, Victor Gonzalez? Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back to yourself, man. Hello, Sunit. Thank you, brother. So, I'm trying to keep an eye. I already missed it. Oh, it didn't. Kind of watching Suey here. Getting a little flash crash here on crypto. Broke that too already. How about that? Give me just a second. This 1 hour is getting oversold on Suey pretty hard, but it can come on a little bit more. That's on the 1 hour. Okay, we'll go back to SPY here. Sorry. I bought a call, let's see here, to 207. To 207 for 1216. On what ticker, Victor? What'd you buy, buddy? 207. I don't. Is that? Do you mean on the SPY? Did you buy a 607 call? Do you mean SPY 607? You meant? You said you had 207. My bad. For 1216. Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay. Did you buy it right at the end of the day? When did you buy it? Got you right at the end of the day. That's probably not a bad move, man. I feel like 604. Still watching this Suey. It's got some support here. And then it is oversold on the 1 hour. Pretty hardcore. $364. What's a 4 hour look like? Yeah. Still got a little room. I'm taking some though. So yeah, you got time on that, man. And 604 has been acting halfway decent for some support. And we'll look at it a little more here in just a second. On the 1 hour, Suey. Take a little position here. Josh has got me thinking a little longer term over the next 3 to 4 months for some of these, and these dips might be some good spots to buy. Yeah, ouch on Suey. What's up, AZ? Yeah, pretty much everything had a good, probably needed a good healthy pullback, honestly. Coming into some structure here. If we take the fixed range, this is a 4 hour. We're in some pretty heavy structure. There was a good bounce right here. Wished I'd have caught that, man. 336. That would have been a good catch. So we have a pretty large volume shelf here. If we come back up over 379, we can get back to 420 easy. But I'm thinking longer term also, so I want to be nibbling here over the next few months. Suey's hot. Yep. SEI getting beat down. I'm sure. I think everything's getting beat down right today. It's a little flash crash. So, guys, we go back and look again, like what I was showing you last night. If you were in this live last night and you played off of what I was showing you on these levels, then you probably did pretty good. So here's the daily. Let's zoom it in a little bit here. We probably got 601. maybe 600. Be a good pullback. It's when we were looking at this last night, I was telling you about this RSI, how it was. RSI is pretty important, guys. Again, if you snap a horizontal line on 70, over 70 is considered overbought. Let's make it red. Make it a little thicker here. There we go. There's the snap. There's a snap line on the RSI. See, there's not too many times on the daily that we bust through 70 real hardcore. So I was anticipating this pullback. Now, last time it pulled back to right where we're at now, 63. Do I think it's oversold now today? No. I don't. I think it I think it just needed to pull back and cool off on the RSI in order to move up further, is what I think. So, oversold, no. Now, is it oversold on some other time frames? Not really. See, we just got to, on the 1 hour, it was starting to get oversold. So, it may be getting close. What's the 4 hour got? 4 hours starting to curl right here. 1 hour was trying to come up a little. And the 30, which obviously when you're going for reversal, smaller time frames start confirming first. So let's go to the 10. The 10 finally crossed up here after hours. So it got where's the 15? $30. I think we probably still got a little more downturn coming. We can come on down some more. Definitely on like the daily here. The last one came down to 6. Right here, 52. Yep. So there's more room down, but I think it's just cooling off and coming down to get more legs to move up. It has to get liquidity from somewhere. So some people were taking profits up here and then they'll re-enter at a better opportunity, better price. This 600 level is a big level. We could come on down and test. The last time we downturned, let's go to TradingView on the daily. Okay. Last time we came down and caught the next volume shelf. To me, that is right in here, 599, 600 area. So I would make a mark. 600 is also going to be a psych level. It's a huge fundamental level or psych level, they call it. It's just a big even number, 600. Climbing over 600 was a biggie. So make you a mark at 600, and just happens to be that's where the last high was. And then you had, a little consolidation in this area too. And then that created this volume shelf. You got a little volume shelf here at 603.50. That's where did we get to today? 604. So, like, my anticipation would be we have to break under 604 now to continue down. Under 604, let's go to the 1 hour and look at the volume shelf. So under 604, we could come on down here to 602. If we lose 602, we're probably going to retest 600. So there's your next couple levels. 602.50. You had this where it held right here. Yeah, 602.50. Next support. And then you start coming into this big volume shelf down here. 597, 98, 99, 600. We could test this, and then before moving back up. It would be my assumption what we're going to come into, because on the daily, zoom back in again here. On the daily, you got this next volume shelf, which we're almost at. It runs down to 602.50. And then the top of this last move is at 600. So 600 is probably a pretty strong support. If you remember yesterday, I was telling you how we were cooked up too much on the top side. Remember, we made this mark at 70. And look how it came right up to 70 and rejected. Now, we could have, you can go past 70. It's just way overbought, and you're expecting a downturn. Oftentimes, it'll reject at 70, though, on the RSI on the daily. So it was time for a pullback. This last one got a pullback from 70 to 52. We could come on, it's starting to cross right here on the signal line. So it can definitely come on down some more. It needed to cool off. MACD is also, zoom in on it. See how it's pointing down right now, like the signal line's about to cross down on the daily, and we're losing volume, decreasing. So it would not surprise me a bit to come on back down some. Yeah, Victor, do you mean on your call, to get in on the call? Yeah, I think it might be good. Man, I bought a Friday put and got out of it too early today, so don't feel bad. I should have held. I was wanting to hold for 602 or 600, and I didn't. So let's just review our setup, our morning setup, like we've been teaching, so everybody can look at it again. And this would have been today was the day. If you've been studying how to do this, look at the move it gave you today. So remember, we marked the top and the bottom of our first 3 5-minute candles, which is 607.24, 607.72. And you had to wait really for this candle. Now, just looking at the 5 minute, it's already, to me, it's already leaning bearish. So I was looking at puts, and I gave you all this level this morning at 9:37. I said got some support at 607. And then at 9:53, I said under 607, I'm watching puts. At 10:20, I said it's trying to break. So if you were paying attention to the setup, at 9:53, let's just clock that. Here's 9:55 candle. The reason I say I'm leaning towards puts is because these candles are closing under VWAP here. So it's making me lean a little towards the downside. Got it? And then this MACD was starting to point down. It was flat here. It wasn't showing any upticks. So there was one confirmation. RSI was also pointing down. We're under VWAP. So here was your entry. I said under 607. Even though 607.24 was your market structure pretty much right there. So you could have took it on this candle here. But I said under 607 just to be safe. I said under 607. So when this candle closed under VWAP, under the 9, which I give you for the trend, and under your structure, this should have been your entry for puts on this candle. Even if you only got the bottom of this candle, you caught a big move. I think mine hit 60-some% at one time, and I didn't get the whole move. I don't want the whole move. I don't care. You got to start being happy with when you 60%, you bought 2 contracts, 5 contracts. You should be taking some off the table as you're moving. So from this candle, 606.90, all the way to my level here at 605.40 was the move. 606.90. That's a 1.5 move on an option. 1.5 points, pretty much. It was a great move and an easy setup. Remember, we're just doing our structure. We're waiting to get under the structure and under VWAP for puts, or over the structure, over VWAP for calls, right? So that was the best move of the day. The rest of this junk through here was a little harder to trade, okay? Unless you had something indicating a bounce play, and I tried one bounce off my level that we identified last night, and I got kicked out of it right here. I tried it on this candle, and it just didn't work. It flushed on under, and I got kicked out. Small loss. Had a great win on this one, on this big move. So the only time to get back in this trade was when we came back up and retested VWAP right here. See, we wicked under it. We retested VWAP. Back down again. So this, the first move of the day, which is what we look for, it was an easy one today. So if we go to Trading View and diagram it, get this off of there. We'll diagram it on here. This is a naked chart. If anybody's got a question, please feel free to answer or ask. So, if I can do this on here. Replay trading. I was trying to. I don't know how to do it on here yet. So, let's make our lines. I'm going to walk through it with you one time on TradingView. We got 1, 2, 3 bars, right? 3 candles on the 5-minute chart. So I'm going to mark the top of those 3. And I'm going to mark 1, 2, 3, the bottom, just the bodies on these first 3, just the bodies. And there was your morning structure. Okay, on your second test of VWAP, what would you say was the confirmation to enter puts again, please? Okay, hang on, we'll go over that. So draw these lines right quick, guys. I don't run VWAP on TradingView. I can turn it on. I think it's a little weird. It's like 3 bars. I'm not crazy about it on here. Upper band, lower band, I'm turning them off. So it should just be right here. Yeah, the middle band. Okay, so you see how we get under VWAP right here? And you see how, let's get the MACD up. Here's the MACD. Okay, we're on a 5-minute. It's an open worth of 5-minute for a little while. And here's our structure, top and the bottom. We're waiting to stay under VWAP or over VWAP. Obviously, we didn't get over it. We started closing these candles here. You know, they were consolidating in this range. Once it broke this structure, you know, you didn't get a whole candle, but you got under it, and you're under VWAP. So it could be a little risky, but you could enter here, or you could wait for another candle to close under it, which was this one. Sometimes that means missing some of the move. But this one was the biggie. If you should have got in right in here somewhere, 607.20. Now, to confirm that and to stay in the trade is where lots of people want to figure out how do I stay in the trade? Well, then you start looking at higher time frames in the MACD and RSI to point direction for you. Okay. So look at this MACD pointing down the whole time we're moving down. It's pointing down, it's pointing down, it's pointing down. By this time, this was my target, 605.50. That's a huge move. So that was perfect place to get out. Even though you got a little more, this would have been a place where if you had 5 contracts, I would have trimmed 3 of them and kept 2 runners. You should have been getting out right in here. And then if you had 2 runners, you'd have got a little bit more of the move. Okay? Today was the perfect setup for the trading strategy that we work. Okay? Let's go back to UDEEM. On your second test of VWAP, what would you say was the confirmation to enter puts again? Okay, Durga, that's not a bad idea. We could get a little bounce tomorrow off of 604. On your second test of VWAP, what would you say? It's a good question. Was the confirmation to enter puts again. Okay. So this right here would be what you're referring to. That area there, right? Oh, and I kept drawing. I suck with this drawing tool, man. Let's do it this way. This little box here, okay? So he's referring to that, or Udeem, excuse me, is referring to this. So you came up and you closed a green candle over top, but immediately the next candle, this was a fake out move. And if you're looking at, because on the 5 minute, it's telling you up. But this part of the day, you can't depend on the 5 only. You have to start looking at the 15-minute MACD sum and the RSI. Okay? Now, the reason I say look at the difference in the candle on the 15. You see how it rejected and closed under VWAP? So if you're looking at a higher time frame, like I'll even start hitting the 1 hour, the 10, the 15, the 1 hour, the 30, and looking at MACD and RSI to see which way they're pointing. So this was a good confirmation on a 15-minute candle, because even though this MACD, it did cross up, but remember on the MACD, it's divided in half, right? Green bullish, red bearish, and then the middle line is called the zero line. If the bars are under the zero line, we're still in bear territory, even though we may get upticks. It's not as strong. Now, this tried to fake you out and tell you, oh, upwards. It wasn't strong. It wasn't a very strong move, because look at the RSI. It's only at 46. So you're in bear territory still. And this rejection off of VWAP says, I'm going back down. Can't hold it. Okay? And then if you mark this level yesterday with me, 605.40, that we identified as some support, you could use that as a breaking point also, once you start identifying levels. But the test of VWAP and rejecting with a higher time frame candle would have gave you that entry to come on down. And then getting back under the 9, let's get the 5 minute up, and I start using the green 9 EMA as my trend. Once we come back under VWAP and under the 9, this was confirming to me this down move. Look at the VWAP on the 5, showing you back down, and RSI pointing down. So it kind of paints the direction for you. Hope that helps. Yeah, yes, Udeem, it's much clearer on the 15. 15's great after the first 30 minutes. I start looking at the 15 a lot, even though I'm switching back to 5 because the 5 will give me a quicker entry. I still want to see what the 15's doing. You start doing it daily, and you start getting quicker at doing it. My pleasure, buddy. So, for tomorrow, I can't stay on real long. I got a few plans this evening. Let's go to 30-minute time frame. And I've got I hated this. If I can get this back here. I hated this trading back here. It was so choppy. But this is what we're coming into. See, it's the next level down. All this chop right here. It even extended into the next day some. So we're on top of a little support at 604.40 is support for now. And then you got the bottom of this move is 602.50. There's support there. Right here, 602.50. You should mark that. And this could be where we get back to. I mean, we could come on back to 600. But those are kind of my next couple levels coming. If this daily RSI keeps pointing down and then the MACD curls over and starts coming down with it, we're gonna come on down some more. We got to get more legs to go back up. All right. On top, this morning structure that we had today. Obviously, look at all these candles here. Boom, 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 boom. 607 is going to be, just make it an even number. Yeah, there we go. 607 is going to be resistance above us here. And you got a rejection off of 606.40 today. A little bit of resistance there. That coincides with this little junk back here. So 607 above us is resistance. We'll get a better read tomorrow morning in pre-market. 604 and probably 602.50 is my next supports under us. Cool. Let's see how my Sui's doing. Got a good dip off of that. Okay. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Be sure, I'll say this every video, but if you want to support me at all, I put my link in the description for Josh's Discord. Like the way some people have shown support is they will cancel and then resubscribe with my link, and it gives me a little percentage off of what Josh gets. Otherwise, I don't get anything. I just come on here and do everything I can to help, and I'm fine doing that also. Totally up to you guys if anybody chooses to do that. I appreciate it. It helps me a little bit. And if there's anything I can do in the Discord for you, just tag me in open chat, and then you can send me a message after that. I'll be happy to. I do video calls with people sometimes, help them set their charts up. If you're fairly new and just learning, don't care a bit to spend 5 or 10 minutes with you and help you. So I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll post levels again in the morning. We'll see what after hours and pre-market does before we make any big decisions, what we're doing. Hey, thank you, Victor. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Any questions, just tag me in the Discord, man, and be happy to help. Okay? Good day today. Remember, do this method every day for a while. Do it every day for until you get it down. And it doesn't mean it doesn't work every single day. We have to get a couple other tools in our tool belts. It's always good to mark your highs and lows of the day before. Those ranges usually come back into play. But today was a trend day because we got this big trend down. So this is set up for a trend. You mark your structure on the top and the bottom, these first 3 candles, and then you use the indicators I show you, VWAP and the 9, and it would have guided you all the way through this trade right here. And then the MACD helps you, and the RSI helps you point the direction to hold the trade, okay? All right. This was a perfect day to practice this, and if you're not comfortable doing it, paper trade it, or just trade one option. Don't buy a bunch of contracts if you're new. Yeah. Thank you, Loud. Thank you, man. Just if you're just starting, go slow with options because it's highly risky, and take your expiration date out an extra day. Like, don't buy same day 0 DTEs. Buy, tomorrow's Tuesday. Buy Wednesday contracts. It'll slow the volatility down some for you. All right. Was watching VWAP. Was watching the candles in VWAP, and when it started to reverse is when I bought. At the bottom of this move here, Victor, is that what you're talking about earlier in the day at 11 o'clock, or down here at the end of the day? Or are you talking about at the very beginning? Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. So, Victor, you didn't draw the 2 lines in the morning like we've been practicing. Is that what you're saying? You were just watching the candles in VWAP at the very beginning. Okay. Try drawing these lines because it's very helpful. After the hard drop. So these lines would have kind of gives you a visual range of a level being broke. Is why I like it. Now, the reason I had 607 identified, and that's what I called, because 607 was also yesterday's lows, or the day before's lows. I guess that's Friday. So that was why I said 607 when I made this call this morning. And if you would have bought this candle crossing 607, this was a great play. Good flush. Would have paid, 5. If you take 2 contracts, 3 contracts, 2 or 3 of them bought a VIP membership this whole month. And that's kind of how Josh does his. He trades live 2 days. I try my best to trade live 2 days when I can, depending on work. And the way he breaks it up, it's $100 a month, but you also get 8 live trading sessions with him a month, and you can't put a price on that. Not getting to trade beside a pro, and he is a pro. He knows what he's doing. So if you consider upgrading to the VIP, if you use my link, I appreciate it. If not, it's okay too. It is 8 times a month you get to trade with Josh, and it's $12 a session. I promise you, if you are consistent trading with him, you're going to make more than $12 a session. Victor, you're pretty new at this. You're doing good. You're in the right place. You're in the right place with the right people, man. Because this is the best Discord I've ever been in, and I won't leave it. Josh has he's got the heart and the mentality for it. He's a leader, natural born leader, and if you bust that down to $12.50 a session, man, $12.50 a session to trade with Josh live, and it awesome, Victor. the Thanksgiving special. Yeah, it's a good deal. And you can't put a price on trading with the pro 2 days a week for $12.50. Every time ain't huge bangers, but I promise you, if you learn this strategy with him, hang around long enough, you can be consistent. But this takes time and patience and the willingness to learn and invest in yourself is what this takes. So, and you can do it. Anybody can do it if you put the time into it. And you gotta get this right. You can't trade with emotion. You have to be a robot. When emotion comes into trading, you will lose. So don't trade with money you can't lose, because you will be emotional about it. Yeah, Victor, he's a good one to follow, man. I've been following him a long time too. What time of day does he trade? Okie, he trades from opening bell. I've seen him stay on till noon before. Yeah, me too, Victor. Me too. The first episode on Larry's shows when I've been with him. Excuse me. So, you can't. You're not going to find a better deal of learning how to trade rather than trading with a big dog like him. You're gonna learn so much. He'll do. He posts the link under VIP tab where it says Wednesday, Friday live trade or something like that. Wednesday, Friday trade. It's under the VIP section, and he'll post a link about 5 or 10 minutes before opening bell. Sometimes right at opening bell, because we don't generally, unless it's a banging move, trade the first 15 minutes, because we're trying to identify morning structure, and we use the first 3 candles to do that. That's why I got a mark here and a mark here, because it's identified. It's gave the market 15 minutes to settle down and try to start showing us a direction. Now, you still had to wait 5, 10, 15, 20, another 25 minutes. So it's a patience game. I've watched this range half the day before it breaks out. It happens. Sometimes you have to wait on the trade. Don't force trades. You will lose when you force trades. You got to let it come to you. Trade your strategy. That's what makes you win. Okay? Absolutely, Victor. Yeah. He knows what's up. He'll guide you. You'll make money, but you'll learn. Yeah, you might get a losing trade sometimes. It's going to happen. You have to accept losses. You have to be a robot, and you have to move on. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's over, it's over. There's no getting it back or revenge trading. It's to move on to the next setup. Hey, I was wrong. I used a stop loss. It kicked me out. I was wrong. Or, sometimes you have to practice using your stop loss in a looser manner. You might be setting them too tight. If you got a big enough account and you want to set them really tight so you get kicked but you can get right back in, that's okay. You can do that. Smaller accounts, you have to be a little more careful with your stop loss. Give it a little bit on an option. 10% ain't nothing on an option. So, you kind of gotta, before you take a trade. Let's say you buy 2 SPY calls at 90 cents each. It's $180, right? That you put up to buy them. Before you make that purchase, you need to tell yourself, I'm willing to lose $20 per contract in order to make $40 per contract. It needs to be at least 2-to-1 ratio. So you need to know what you're risking. Am I going to risk $20 on this trade? If it goes against me, I lose $20. I'm out. You have to set that before you before you make your trade, you need to know your risk, okay? Just something to keep in mind. Absolutely, Victor. That took care of, yeah, just a few trades with him. You'll make your whole year's subscription up, and you're getting to be with a pro and in this family for nothing. And you get to learn. And imagine yourself. Don't think about the next 2 months. You need to imagine yourself in 5 years where you can be at trading, and it could, then it can start changing your outlook on life and how you spend your time. Maybe you don't want to be a pro trader, but you can, you can make up enough to supplement for your family or supplement income. You can do that trading some. You can do a lot with it. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. I got some plans. I hope everybody has a great evening, and please hit me up in the Discord if I can help. Okay. Sweet. Peace. I'm out. Thanks, guys.